Good evening and happy Tuesday as we welcome you into Western High School. We've got a big one on tap tonight as the Eastern Eagles have made the in-county trip to Latham to take on the Western Indians. Along with John Bruce, my name is Dewey Daly as we welcome you into tonight's coverage. John, another big one here in the SOC II. Excited to get back at it this week.
Yeah, it should be a big one. As you said, another big one in the SOC II, but almost all of them are. It's a 6-team league. All are quality teams. And you see that in their play and in their records as well. South Gallia maybe a little further behind than the other 5, but still it's a tough place to play. So speaking of a tough place to play, Latham here at Western, it is a tough one. And you might want to hang with us for the first few minutes as we've got some different uniforms tonight as it's Military Appreciation Night. The Army, I believe the National Guard has provided uniforms for both teams. So the home team tonight will be wearing the darks, where the visiting team will be wearing the lights tonight. So we're gonna do what we can. It may take us an extra second to get the players to start, but we'll have it down by, I will say, the end of the first quarter.
Both teams coming into tonight with wins last Saturday for Western. It was a 75-64 win here in Latham against Western Brown. Also in that game, John, senior Cam James becoming the second member of this team, along with Drew Haggie, and the 17th player all-time here at Western to reach the 1,000-point mark.
Yeah, it's a pretty impressive legacy here for Western as far as basketball. Just looking up, 2-time regional champions, 3-time regional runner-up as recently as 2022, where Cam James and Drew Haggie both were a part of that team. And Haggie has James this year has really stepped it up. Haggie's kind of done it for a while. James, I think, picked it up a lot last year, and seems like those two can go off at any time. Each of them has scored 30 or more in a game so far this season, but it's not just a two-man team as they start to get some contributions from elsewhere on the team as well. If you look further down the roster, you got a Foster Davis, Alex Sullivan, Landon Owens, Sam Cataneo, Tyler Kearns as well. You've got a variety of guys that can do it, but they are led by Cam James and Drew Haggie.
And John, for Eastern, 12-2, 4-1 in the SOC II as it stands in first place in the second division of the Southern Ohio Conference. Had that questionable loss to Northwest, but other than that has been extremely solid. Their only other loss this season to an undefeated South Webster team. For the Eagles, a 64-45 win at home last Saturday against Sims Valley. In that game, John, Tucker Leist 8 for 10 from beyond the arc. The senior had 30 points, and all 8 of those three-pointers came in the first half.
Yeah, he was completely on fire. He got him out to a 17-point lead at the half, and really, by the time Sims Valley focused on him, he didn't need to shoot anymore. He was 0 for 1 in the second half, only had 2 points, but they just built on the lead. It got a little over 20, but it tended to be between 15 and 20 pretty much the entire second half. Ends up with that 19-point victory and a big one for Eastern to step into first place in the conference. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing this. I was able to cover the game down at Beaver when these two met the first time. It was a 2-point game. And I won't say controversy because, it really wasn't. It was just it was a called timeout. But a late timeout called by Western on a Landon Owens 3 on the wing negated the shot by Owens that would have put them up with about 7 seconds left. They end up getting the ball, taking it out on the wing. They get another good look. It was Cantaneo got a good look from 3, but wasn't able to connect. They end up dropping that game by 2. And that was Cam James, 33 points, 15 rebounds in that game. He's listed at 6'1", but I would say that's closer to where I was listed at 5'11" as a senior. And if you've seen me, I ain't 5'11". So Cam James plays bigger than plays bigger than his listed height. Does an outstanding job for them. For Eastern, Tucker Leist really makes the show go, but Boston Webb is a guy who can really score from the outside. Declan Davis provides some really necessary toughness for them. I liked what Aiden Warner did on Saturday when we saw them. Wyatt Richardson gives them some length and toughness. And Cade Leist has had a really nice sophomore year. And then you bring in a couple more guys and Carson Peters and Isaac Weaver off the bench. And you've got two teams that, even if it's a lower division, have some nice depth despite being smaller schools in the Southeast District.
And John, for Western, 6-17 a season ago. They've already eclipsed last season's win total. For this Doug Williams squad, what has allowed them to be that much better than a season ago?
I think it's just the additional depth. I think Foster Davis has gotten a little bit older, more confident. Alex Sullivan, a little more confidence than a year ago. Landon Owens, as a freshman, has stepped in. It's having more than just the two options. And now those two options are outstanding, as we talked about with Hagee and Janes, already to 1,000 points with plenty more ball left in their careers here as seniors. But it's just the added depth, I think, has provided made things a little bit easier for them. They lost a lot of close games last year, and maybe losing those close games last year has helped them learn how to win those close games. They won a tight one down at Fairfield. Fairfield, a very good team, won that game by 2 because of a Drew Hagee steal and layup late. And they've won those games where last year they lost them. So it's maybe a year older. I think Cantaneo coming along has provided a little bit of experience as well. And it's just, it's a well-coached team. That last year, I think, also that 6-17, I think it may have been like once things start to go bad, it just kind of went downhill in a hurry. And this year, they haven't allowed that to happen. And I think that's why, at this point, they are at 8-4.
And, John, you go 6-17 last year. One of those 6 wins we obviously got to see in person over Huntington, but one of those 6 wins over Eastern last year as they split. Now, along with that win, Eastern has won 3 of the last 4. As this is only the second year that they've both been in the same conference in the SOC II, as formerly Eastern was in the SOC II. That used to be the larger division. Eastern stayed put. Western came up from the SOC I, so now we get this matchup a couple of times a year. So I don't believe we're going to take a pregame break, as we did the national anthem before the players came out for warm-up, so we'll keep it here right before the introductions. But John, should be, as we've mentioned throughout the top of the broadcast, another good installment into the SOC II league schedule. Eastern, obviously one of the top teams in Division 6, I believe just below North Adams when you look at the Max Preps RPI.
Yeah, they were 2 in it, and this is a big game for Western, as well as Western wants to avoid a Division 7 matchup with possibly Southwestern in a district final. You want to try to push that back as long as possible, give yourself a little bit more of a chance later on down the road. For Eastern, I mean, this Division 6 is wide open. North Adams playing really well lately, but I think we thought that maybe Portsmouth West was going to be one of those teams that was going to make a push, but with Logan Wolfenbarker being out, that's kind of pushed things back a little bit. And overall, I think Division 6 is wide open. It's 2 teams are going to get out. I think Eastern has to be considered one of the favorites there. Lucasville Valley is playing better throughout the year as well, so it's an interesting division. I'm excited for the tournament brackets to come out and have a better idea, because there's still times where I'm like looking at them like, are we sure that team is in that division? I think we talked about it on Overtime this week, presented by Perfection One, which you can see on our YouTube page. Check it out after the game, obviously, but we talked a little bit about the divisions, mostly in the girls' side, but on the boys' side, it is, it's interesting because outside of Division 5, I feel like things are pretty wide open. So Division 4 looks like it's going to be Megs. It's going to be the one, but right now Jackson and Uniota are playing a pretty big game over in Frenchtown for the 2 seed. And, it's pretty wide open overall, and I think this is going to be a big game for both teams, obviously in the SOC II race, but also to get those needed RPI points as well.
So starting tonight for the Eastern Eagles the same way they started last Saturday, with Tucker Leist, Boston Webb, Aiden Warder, Declan Davis, and Cade Leist wearing the untraditional road whites, typically the home team wearing the lighter colored jersey, but Military Appreciation Night some new things here in Latham. John, obviously we talked about Tucker Leicht, a big game last Saturday, 8 for 10 from beyond the arc. Does he have to do something similar tonight to pick up a win? Does somebody else have to step up? Offensively, what has to happen for Eastern?
Well, Boston Webb and Declan Davis struggled from the field in that game. I think they're going to do what they can to slow down Tucker Leicht. So I think at that point, you're going to have to look for Davis and Webb to be a little more efficient on the offensive end. And they still scored some points in that game. I think it was 8 and 7 between them. But if they can kind of get to their averages, if they can get to double figures, it's going to lighten the load a little bit. Tucker Leicht, I think he just has to get going in transition. If he can get going in transition, that makes this team really dangerous because he can find guys down court or he can hit those pull-up threes that he did such an excellent job of in that Sims Valley game.
And John, for Western tonight, the 1,000-point scoring duo of Drew Hagge, Cam James, freshman Landon Owens, Alex Sullivan, and Foster Davis getting the start tonight for Coach Doug Williams.
Yeah, it's a lineup for Doug Williams that he's been able to trust throughout the season. And, ultimately that's why they've gotten out to this 8-4 start.
So military appreciation night here in Latham. Second meeting this season between Western and Eastern. Big league implications on the line in the SOC II. It's Boston Webb and Cam James to the center circle. And we're underway in Latham. Eastern with the opening tip. Right side three, Tucker Leicht can't connect from downtown. Rebound underneath. For Western on the run out underneath. A block for Tucker Leicht on the other end after missing the shot as Alex Sullivan went up for the layup.
Yeah, good work there, not hanging his head after missing the three, just playing good transition D.
Hagge, a left side three, that's good. Drew Hagge gets the Indians on the board.
Good ball movement on the outside. Hagge, when he shoots it with confidence, is one of the top shooters in the area. Buries the triple to get us started on the scoring.
So an early 3-0 lead for Western. Eastern now looking to answer back, a steal for Hagge. Hagge on the run out, banks it in. 5 straight points for the senior Drew Hagge and a 5-0 lead for Western.
Great start for Hagge. He can, as we said, he can go off at any time. And he's got a good start for that tonight, taking the challenge of guarding Tucker Leicht.
Declan Davis feed off the screen. Cade Leicht through contact, finishes off the window.
Good ball movement there on the high screen and roll. Good finish, avoiding the contact by Cade Leicht.
Backdoor pass underneath. Hagge can't get it to go, off the window. Rebound Tucker Leicht. Eastern nearly turns it over the other way. Cade Leicht on the floor, threw it away, looking for Declan Davis on the outside.
And that's, I mean, that I think you take the really good with the bad at times with Tucker Leicht. I think he saw a glimmer of his brother being open on the baseline, tried to throw a one-handed pass, gets deflected, ultimately ends in a turnover, the second for Eastern.
Five points for Hagge, another three, won't go, off the front iron. Boston Webb the rebound for Eastern. Here's Declan Davis for three, off the front iron. But an offensive rebound for Boston Webb. Offensive rebounds were big for the Eagles last Saturday. Tucker Leicht can't connect from three, rebound Hagge.
Couple good looks.
Sullivan on the run out as Tucker Leicht deflects it out of bounds. Going to stay on this end with Western.
It might be kind of crazy to say, but Leicht has got to step into that shot. He had his feet already set. Where he was so hot on Saturday was when he was able to step into it and knock those down.
Tucker Leicht with the steal. Leicht on the fast break, banks it in. Eagles within one.
Great read by Leicht. Just jump in the passing lane, gets the steal, finishes with a tough layup on the other end.
James underneath to Sullivan. Sullivan up with the right hand, banks it in.
Good work by Sullivan, just taking his time, seeing his defender go by and burying the layup.
Aiden Warner driving inside. Tough interior defense from Foster Davis. It looks like we'll have a foul on the floor.
It's going to be on Haggy, so that's something to look for.
So Drew Haggy picks up his first here tonight, team's first as well. Boston Webb inbounding underneath for Eastern, running out of time, and a 5-second violation on the Eagles.
Already the third turnover in less than 3 minutes here for the Eagles. Got to tighten that up because Western's going to bring that defensive pressure throughout the entire game.
Landon Owens driving inside, lost the basketball, last touched by Owens. Turnover for Western.
Good hands by Tucker Lice, and the help side defense there is able to pull it away, and I think must have gotten off the leg of Landon Owens.
Full court pressure from Owens as Warner gets it across the timeline for Eastern. Leist 8 for 10 last Saturday, 0 for 2 tonight from beyond the arc.
Wouldn't be surprised to see him get going soon, though.
Boston Webb penetrating, lost the basketball, a steal for Landon Owens. In transition, pass was deflected by Warner as Owens regains possession in the backcourt.
Great help side hands by Landon Owens to get that steal.
James thought about the three, puts it on the floor. Cam James, a tough reverse layup, banks it in.
Yeah, Declan Davis did a pretty good job of forcing him baseline, pretty much cutting it off. Didn't leave him a lot of room, but James, crafty, the lefty, with the reverse finish.
Feet inside, Cade Leist. Looking outside for Boston Webb, he threw it away.
5 turnovers already for Eastern, starting to build up, leading to this 5-point deficit.
Sam Cataneo checking in for the Indians. First look at the senior, he's in for Alex Sullivan.
Yeah, good minutes for Sullivan. Had that nice layup inside.
James driving inside, kicks it out into the corner with Owens. Haggy feet inside, Cam James through contact, can't get it to go, but an offensive rebound for Cataneo. Out to Owens, connects from 3.
That's a big play from Cataneo to keep that play alive, kick out Landon Owens, burying the triple. Big shot by the freshman.
On the other end, Tucker Lice, a skip pass. Boston Webb in the corner, feed into Declan Davis. Over to Cade Leist, floats it in with the right hand.
Good interior passing there by the Eagles. Cuts its lead from 8 down to 6.
Haggy fakes the 3. Haggy driving, lost the basketball. Boston Webb on the takeaway. Webb on the drive, banks it in.
It's a big switch there. We went from an 8-point game, kind of a hectic possession, leads to a short layup for Cade Leist, and a big steal and layup for Boston Webb. Good defense by the Eagles.
A lot of energy on both sides here in the opening quarter. Top of the key, Cataneo for 3, too strong off the backboard. Declan Davis on the floor for the rebound, lost it out of bounds, going to stay on this end with Western. So 2:40 to go in the first quarter, a 12-8 lead for Western. Cam James going to inbound underneath for the Indians. Foster Davis, top of the key. Owens again. This time can't connect. Declan Davis, the rebound for Eastern.
Good look out of bounds. The second time they got a good clean 3. Just unable to convert this time.
Lice short corner, fading away. Can't connect. Wild shot and a rebound for Haggy. Landon Owens, hop step, floats it up with the right hand, off the mark, and a rebound for Boston Webb. Webb taking it to the hole, banks it in with the left hand.
Big couple possessions for the sophomore Boston Webb. Just goes coast to coast, doesn't get stopped. He's got 4 now.
Believe it's 6 straight now for Eastern. Cataneo driving, floats it up with the right hand, but called for a travel prior to the shot. Shifty work off the dribble for the senior, but unable to finish. As Wyatt Richardson checks in for the Eagles. In for Boston Webb.
You give him a little more length, even though Webb still provides that as well. So
Cutter Clay checking in as well for Western. Aiden Warner kicks it out to Richardson as the Eagles look to reset. Top of the key, Tucker Leist. Leist, a 15-footer on the way, is good for the senior.
Yeah, shooting with confidence, even though he's 2 for 5 so far. Big shot to tie it. 8-0 run now for the Eagles.
Eastern is tied at 12. Cutter Clay lost the basketball.
I don't think he had to go get it. I think it was going to be deflected off of Cade Leist, but he goes and gets it, hustles after it. I mean, can't say anything about the hustle, but ends up just being a step out of bounds, leads to their 5th turnover. Each team with 5 so far.
So an even dozen for both teams, 7 minutes into the opening quarter. Less than a minute to go in the first. Aiden Warner through traffic, can't bank it in. Cutter Clay the rebound for Western. Hagee up the far sideline, draws the foul. It'll be Wyatt Richardson. First team foul of the quarter for Eastern.
Each team with only 1 foul each so far. So no foul trouble through the first 7+ minutes.
6'2" junior Isaac Weaver checking in for the Eagles. Into relief, sophomore Cade Leist. Hagee down the lane, lost the basketball. Loose ball corralled by Clay. Top of the key, James can't connect from 3. James, the offensive rebound, can't bank it in on the follow-through. Rebound Davis. Warner going all the way, can't bank it in. Rebound Cutter Clay, quickly fouled.
There is a ton of contact on these interior shots so far, but letting them play on both sides. I believe that one's going to be on Wyatt Richardson as well, his 2nd.
So 2 quick fouls for Wyatt Richardson. .20 seconds to go in the first quarter. 12-12 tie here in Latham. James going to the hole, kicks it out. Owens for 3, off the mark. Another rebound for Declan Davis. A lot of contact. He lost the basketball. Cam James the takeaway for Western. Hagee, long 3, can't get it there. 9/10 of a second to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, both teams just playing super hard. It's been a little sloppy, but been very competitive so far.
Tucker Leist throws it up and off the rafters here in Latham. 12-12, all tied up after 1. We'll take a break. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
Richard. Countless nights in the garage. 8 shiny new pistons. 1 very happy 16-year-old granddaughter. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health.
We welcome you back to Western High School. Both teams knotted up at 12 apiece as 8 minutes have been loaded back onto the scoreboard. Second quarter moments away here in Latham.
Yeah, I believe a 6-0 run going back throughout the first quarter. It could be an 8-0 run. Was a 12-4 lead, and Western kind of hit a wall. A lot of outside shots, not getting them to fall, has led to an 8-0 run here for Eastern.
Hagee, a corner 3, can't get it there. Offensive rebound. for Landon Owens. Hagge thought about the long three. Aiden Riggs is checked in to begin the second quarter for Western.
Yeah, and a little bit of a zone look here from Eastern.
Hagge, long range three, can't put it in, and a rebound for Aiden Warner.
I think they can still get the ball inside or at least to the high post. Let James do something right now, but right now it's just a lot of three-pointers being shot.
Tucker Leicht, a 15-footer, comes up short. Cam James the rebound for Western. James looking to go all the way, a lot of contact, John, and that's going to be the third foul on Wyatt Richardson.
Yeah, we've talked about it on different streams before. You just kind of you go until you get stopped. No one stopped the ball, and then by the time there was a stop, it ends up being Wyatt Richardson, and he's called for the foul. The third foul on the Eagles, all of which on Wyatt Richardson. Maybe just a little too amped up for the big rivalry game here, but...
So Cam James able to knock down the first. Wyatt Richardson will check out, as will Isaac Weaver as Cade Leicht returns with Boston Webb.
Third point there for Cam James.
Alex Sullivan returns for Western. Cutter Clay will take a break. Second shot for James is in and out. Cade Leicht the rebound for Eastern. Boston Webb, a baseline drive, hands it off. Davis banks it in. First lead tonight for Eastern.
Yeah, good interior passing there. Boston Webb just finds the cutting. Declan Davis, who finishes inside. Good work there by the Eagles in transition.
Hagge puts it on the floor, going to work, kicks it out. Owens another three off the back iron. And a loose ball foul. It looks like it'll be on Hagge.
Should be his second.
Tyler Kearns checking in for Western, in for Landon Owens, who knocked down his first three of the night, John, but I believe it's been 3 straight misses since then.
Yeah, right now, Western hit 2 threes early, have missed 9 overall, so they're 2 for 11 from 3, many of those in a row.
Cade Leicht low post. Straight on, flips it up with the right hand, banks it in, John. Cade Leicht, one of the underrated players on this Eastern basketball team.
Yeah, he just does what's there for him. He goes across the lane there, banks that one in, 3 for 3 from the field. He's got 6 to lead the way for the Eagles.
Leicht with 7 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists in the win over Sims Valley last Saturday. Already 6 points tonight. We'll have a 30-second timeout for Western.
Yeah, you talk about Cade Leicht. He was really big in that win over Western as well. I believe he had 12 points in that one. Hit a big corner 3 to kind of get them going, and that was a big game of runs. And ultimately, that was kind of what helped elevate them to the end, was what Cade Leicht was able to do. So you hear, and I think he's pretty much been in the starting lineup since then, just because he was getting chances here and there, but I think at that point he just showed, hey, we're better when he's on the floor. And so far tonight, we've seen that as well, as this is now a 12-1 run going back to the first quarter. Impressive run here from Eastern, and it's been defense where they're forcing Western to shoot from the outside, not getting anything inside. The only point coming from a drive, which obviously led to a free throw.
Leicht, a 6'1 sophomore, takes advantage of matchups, but also really good eye to the outside to find open shooters, which for Eastern, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, you mentioned all the assists from the other day, found his brother a lot, and just overall, just finding different cutters as well. He does such a good job for the Eagles.
Hagge cut off by Boston Webb, who forces the turnover for Western.
It's going to be the 6th turnover for the Indians. Most of those coming during this 12-1 run.
Tucker Leicht fires a 3 off the mark. Rebound underneath for Foster Davis. James driving baseline, floats it up with the left hand, can't get it to go. Follow through for James is good.
Alex Sullivan keeps that play alive, and Cam James does a great job of just staying with it as well. He's got 5 to go along with 4 boards.
Another baseline drive, this time Tucker liced underneath. He lost the basketball. Drew Hagge on the takeaway for Western. Hagge going all the way, flips it up with the left hand, but can't get it to go, and it's going to be Alex Sullivan called for the defensive foul.
Yeah, really good screen or box out there by Eastern, forcing the foul. That was their 7th turnover. Kind of a wild missed shot there by Hagge, who hit his first 2 shots of the game, but has missed his last 6 since.
Landon Owens returns for Tyler Kearns. Davis, top of the key, 3, in and out. Rebound for Landon Owens. Pass ahead, Sullivan, up with the right hand, counted in the foul.
What a finish by Sullivan. Good look ahead, goes through the contact to Sullivan and finishes strong to bring the lead back for the Indians.
Chance for a 3-point play now for the senior Alex Sullivan. A tremendous effort in transition for the senior. Five points on the night now for Sullivan. 2-point lead for Western.
And that's what they need. They need other guys to step up besides just Hagge and James, and that's going to make this a really dangerous team for Western.
Cade Leist lost the basketball. Loose ball corralled by Warner, who's tied up with Davis. And a held basketball that should stay on this end with Eastern. And John, we give credit to Cade Leist for his efforts. Foster Davis has had an outstanding quarter and a half to open up tonight's contest.
Yeah, he hasn't scored, but he's got a block. That's a deflection right there as well. He's rebounded the ball well. He's played well so far.
Davis into the short corner. Webb, a 2-pointer, and he puts it in.
And that's a really tough shot from Boston. Webb gets his feet set and buries about the 17-footer. Very contested shot to tie us up.
Hagge now driving, flips it out to Owens, who answers with a right-handed runner.
Good unselfish play and a good work there by the freshman to keep going until he got the ball. Nice cut from Landon Owens. Nice pass.
Tucker Leist, backdoor pass. Declan Davis can't finish underneath, but Cade Leist on the follow-up to tie it up at 20. Hagge now fires for 3. That won't go. The ball ruled dead, making contact with the support above the backboard. Cataneo returns for the Indians in for Drew Hagge. I believe that's his first break tonight.
Yeah, he's maybe just calmed down a little bit. As we said, he's missed his last 7 shot attempts. Too good of a player to do that, so just get him a little relaxed. But he comes in and knocks down a couple shots as soon as he comes back.
Webb trapped in the corner, out to Davis. Over halfway through the second quarter. Leist lost the basketball. Davis falls on it and throws it out to Owens. Cataneo on the run out, and an outstanding play in transition defensively for Tucker Leist as he pokes it out of bounds. A baseline out of bounds play coming up for Western.
Yeah, just great hands there from Tucker Leist. And going back, really good hands by Foster Davis to force that turnover. As we said a couple different times, he's done a great job, just very active with his hands.
Drew Hagge returns for Western as Carson Peters checks in for Eastern. First time tonight for him. Hagge driving baseline, flips it up with the right hand, can't get it to go. Rebound Tucker Leist.
A good defense by Carson Peters, making that a tough shot.
Leist flips it inside. Declan Davis finishes off the backboard. Eastern retakes the lead by 2. James now down the lane, flips it up with the left hand, but an offensive foul.
Good work from Boston Webb to slide over He knows Janes is going hard to the hole, slides over, takes the contact, and draws the charge.
So a 22-20 lead for the Eagles. 2.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Been a back and forth first half thus far. Multiple lead changes, 13.5 minutes in. Boston Webb can't connect from downtown. And the loose ball batted out of bounds, last touched by Western, so a second opportunity for Eastern on the offensive side.
That's a really good play design to get that deep flare three there for Boston Webb. I would say he would knock that down if he gets another look. Look for that play to come back.
Tucker Leist on the move, can't connect from three. Offensive rebound, Warner, put back won't go. Cam Janes the rebound for Western. Janes kicks it out, Cataneo for three, off the mark.
That's a third on Hagee.
And Hagee called for the foul on the floor.
Yeah, just two hands in the back of Tucker Leist. Pretty easy call. I think Leist might have sold it a little bit, but, I mean, you could see it from our vantage point. Good call by the official there.
And, John, for Western, you got to figure these threes are going to start falling at some point between Cataneo and Landon Owens. A lot of open looks on the outside.
Yeah, I missed it at some point. I guess that's only the second on Hagee, but still a big one.
Davis driving inside, passes it out, Leist for three. Can't connect. Rebound thrown back into play by James. Sullivan on the run out, and Boston Webb deflects it out of bounds. Another baseline out of bounds play coming up for Western.
Yeah, neither team shooting well from three at all. So we've seen a lot of runouts here so far, but Eastern doing a great job in transition defense of just not allowing layups. They're getting their hands in, so they're giving their team a chance to reconvene against the baselines out of bounds.
Cade Leist returns for Carson Peters. Hagee puts it on the floor, hop step inside, lost his footing, can't bank it in, rebound Davis. Entry pass, low post. Cade Leist, nobody home on the pass out. Tucker Leist flips it back into play, but right into the hands of Landon Owens, who can't bank it in, but draws the foul.
Yeah, on that, Aiden Warner's just got to go grab that ball, because instead of taking the backcourt violation, it ends up being a run out and a chance now at two for Landon Owens, his first trip to the line. So at least he did a good job of not allowing him to really get that layup up. But sometimes you just got to make sure you make it a dead ball turnover instead of a live ball.
Landon Owens able to knock down the first, John. I think one of the takeaways from the first half. So it looks like we'll have a timeout for head coach Ethan Leist. It'll be a full timeout. We'll keep it here. Little over a minute to go here in the first half. I think one of the main takeaways for Eastern is their ability to get back in transition. You see some of these open runouts. Now there obviously a foul on, I believe it was Aiden Warner who was whistled in on the foul. But a couple of deflections out of bounds on these runouts that you think are going to be wide open looks on the offensive side. Really good effort on the transition defense for the Eagles.
Yeah, they're plays that they could end up in fouls too. They obviously 2 points, but it could end up in fouls as well. But they're doing a really good job hustling back in transition and just being really active with their hands and finding the ball. And eventually some of those are going to just roll off of Western out of bounds as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see those end up in turnovers at some point. But ultimately at this point, it's been Eastern's hustle that has kept them in the game, because offensively they haven't shot the ball really well. Tucker Leist hasn't gotten going on the offensive end like he did on Saturday. But because he's played really good defense, they've been really active. They've been able to, after a slow start, they've been able to kind of been back and forth in this and hold the lead for a lot of this quarter as well.
So the freshman Landon Owens to the line to tie it at 22, which he does.
Our third tie of the half.
Davis flips it out, Cade Leist. Out to Tucker Lice, lost the basketball. Cam James with a steal. Another fast break for Western as Cam James finishes on the other end. Western back out in front by 2.
Yeah, James does a good job of slowing down there instead of going full bore at the basket. Lets the defender go by and finishes. 7 points now for Cam James.
Davis can't get the reverse layup to go. Ball loose underneath. So it looks like it was Davis and Cataneo tie it up. The ball ruled out of bounds, last touch by Western. 40 ticks to go in the first half.
Yeah, the possession arrow has been pointing Western's way for a while. I think that might be what's being discussed here.
Wasn't quite sure if the ball was ruled out of bounds or if it was a held basketball. Webb driving inside, banks it in. We're tied at 24.
Good use of the ball fake on the outside by Webb. Drives, finishing inside. 8 points now for the sophomore to tie this game back up.
Indians seemingly wanting to hold for last. 13 to shoot for Western, now 12. Pressure from Warner. James now off the screen. Lost the basketball, picked up by Foster. Davis inside, he lost it as well. Tucker Lice at the horn, can't bank it in.
Really good defensive possession there at the end for the Eagles. Great hands for Tucker Lice. That's his second steal, but I would say he's probably got another 3 or 4 deflections as well. Been a really impressive half so far. Each team scores 12 in each quarter, and that's why we're tied at 24 here at the break.
24 to 24 after 2. We'll step aside. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
Glo Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glo Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glo Fiber is here. Welcome to Glo Ohio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLO or visit glofiber.com to switch today.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
Look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par-Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par-Mar has it. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par-Mar rewards card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Caleb Williams has transferred to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This burger's my inspiration, and I just hope to inspire you.
Oh, you have inspired us.
Thought we were doing names on the headband.
Get it together.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at sosaohio.com.
We welcome you back to Latham, Ohio. Western and Eastern, their second meeting this season, another big installment into the SOC II league schedule. Both teams knotted up at 24 apiece. John, I believe it's been 12 points each quarter for both teams. I think it was an even dozen after one, 2 dozen for both teams after two. It'd be crazy if we go into overtime tied up 48 apiece. So we'll see how it goes. Should be an exciting second half here in Latham.
Well, we saw last Tuesday down at Portsmouth. Portsmouth scored 11 in all 4 quarters. So, yeah,
Ironton did not score 11 in all 4 quarters.
They scored more in all 4. So, yeah, for the game, we had 4 ties, 4 lead changes, and that's why we are even right now. And that's kind of what it was like down at Beaver as well, as you saw 2 pretty even teams so far. Neither team shot the ball well from the outside so far, and that's why it's a little lower scoring, I would say. But ultimately, you're getting some work by the younger players for Eastern. They are led by sophomores, Boston Webb with 8 and Cade Lice with 8. Lice is 4 for 4 from the field, and Boston Webb is 4 for 5 from the field. Each have 3 rebounds as well, so they've carried the team a little bit here. Declan Davis with 4 points and 4 points from Tucker Lice, who just hasn't gotten going scoring-wise, but he's made a couple really nice interior passes so far. You're getting some good action out of Aiden Warder as well. White Richardson we didn't see much of because he picked up 3 fouls pretty quickly. 10 turnovers in the half for Eastern. And then for Western, they were led by Landon Owens, a freshman, with 7, along with 2 rebounds, 2 steals, and then 7 also from Cam Janes, to go along with 6 rebounds, 5 points for Alex Sullivan, and also for Drew Hagee. Hagee has struggled as well from deep. Really, in a game where the Stars, we kind of expected Tucker Lice and Drew Hagee to get going. That hasn't really happened, so it's been secondary players so far. Now, I wouldn't consider Cam James a secondary player, but more than likely, Landon Owens is. Cade Lice, I think, probably would be considered that for Eastern. He's probably their 3rd or 4th option, where Landon Owens is probably their 3rd or 4th option. And they've both stepped up in a big way where maybe the Stars haven't done it yet, but it won't surprise me if both of those players are able to step up in a big way here in the second half, where maybe forcing things a little bit there in the first half led to some wild shots, but ultimately we're tied at 24, so no harm, no foul.
And John, you mentioned the shooting struggles for Western, despite both Hagee and Landon Owens knocking down their first triples of the night, but after that, just cold turkey for the remainder of the first half. Hopefully, for their sake, they're able to get going. It's been a lot of open looks for both Cataneo, Hagee, and Landon Owens have had a lot of good looks on the outside. I don't believe Cam Janes has tallied a 3-pointer yet. If he has, it's just a single shot.
Just over 1.
0 for 1. So for Janes, not as many looks on the outside as the other 3, but the same can also be said for Eastern. I believe Tucker Lice 0 for 3 from beyond the arc. Had that really hot game last Saturday against Sims Valley that really made the difference against the Vikings. We saw a Sims Valley team, I believe, come to Latham and beat Western a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember if that was in Willowwood or Latham, but either way, it was a 6-point win for Sims Valley. If you try to use transitive property, which we've obviously kind of extinguished that from really being a viable way to predict gaming outcomes, but you would think Eastern would kind of control Western. We had the 2-point game over in Beaver earlier this season, and it seems this game is kind of following in the same steps as that first meeting.
Yeah, that first meeting had some wild runs, a little higher scoring than this one, but there were extended runs for each team. I think multiple 8-0 runs for each squad, and ultimately I think it was a 6-0 run to end the game for Western, but it just wasn't enough as they ultimately came up 2 points short in the game. But for this game, Aiden Warner is 0 for 4 as well for Eastern. That neither team shot the ball particularly well, besides really Cade Leist and Boston Webb for Eastern. And really, Alex Sullivan with 2 for 3 so far for Western. But, each team kind of coming out cold. I guess the weather got a little too warm for them, and that's why we haven't had the hot shooting to start here. But looking forward to this second half. I think both teams are obviously through 6 quarters, it's a 2-point differential. Sorry we don't have the Bally Sports, the diff on the screen like the Cavs have. Hopefully a lot of you can do the math on this one, as the diff is 0 at this point. And it's been, our widest lead was 8 for Western, and then Eastern pretty much extinguished that one pretty quickly. And then since then, it's been between a 2 and 3 point game the rest of the time.
I mean, you say pretty quickly. It was 12-4 with a couple of minutes left in the first quarter, and Eastern finished the opening quarter on an 8-0 run to send us into the second quarter with a 12-12 tie. A little less than a minute to go here at the break, John. Offensively, what do we need to see for both of these teams with 16 minutes to go in regulation?
I think Drew Haggie's got to be a little more, well, I'll say this, Drew Haggie and Tucker Leist, both got to get a little more selective in their shot selection, where I think Haggie can get to the basket and he hasn't looked for it. So maybe that's something he's just kind of biding his time on that, because he's big and strong and can finish inside, shooting a lot of outside shots. I think he can get inside a little bit. I think Tucker Leist has got to get a little more momentum into his shot. It's been a lot of flat-footed shots so far from the outside. A couple shots he's knocked down. He had the one fast break layup, but the mid-range shot he knocked down was, kind of going across the lane and on the move, where I don't think the standstill shot's his shot. I think he's more of a got to be moving and a little more active. So I think each team needs their big gun to get going. For Eastern, it's Tucker Leist, but for Western, it's Drew Haggie. And I think you want to see the same that you've seen out of Cam Janes, crashing the boards, crashing at the hoop as well. And then for Eastern, where they're getting the secondary help a little bit, you want that to continue as well.
Couple dozen for both teams in the first half. Second half underway here in Latham. It'll begin offensively with Western. Drew Haggie spinning inside, can't bank it in. Tucker Leist nearly the defensive rebound, but unable to corral the basketball inbounds. So now a second opportunity on the offensive side here in the opening possession of the second half for Western.
Yeah, I like that out of Haggie. He goes to the basket. I think we're just going to see a deflection, but this might be a delay of game warning here. Might have been a reach across here. But for Haggie, I liked what we saw there. I think he may have gotten a little deeper than what he expected. I mean, we got a lot of people coming in from the crowd, so they might be delaying it a little bit here to give the crowd a chance to get back to their seats.
So a discussion on the baseline. Now one of the officials heading over to Eastern's coach, Ethan Leist. And it looks like with the hand signal, they're signaling the reach over by Davis. John, that a technical foul?
I thought, well, it may have been not a light. It might have been a way over. I thought it was a warning. I think maybe that's what the discussion was about.
Technical foul on Declan Davis.
Yeah.
So 2 free throws now for Cam Janes. And the biggest thing, John, possession of the basketball after the free throws.
Yeah, they had the ball, so that at least they are going to maintain that. But it's going to be a this is a big 2 shots here.
So Janes splits the pair. The Indians take a 1-point lead here in the third quarter.
That was weird because I don't know, he was set up with his arm out of bounds. So, I don't know.
Davis, a left side 3, in and out. Offensive rebound for Haggie. Haggie up for the layup, draws the foul. Tucker Leist.
Yeah, good work crashing the boards there from Haggy. Now he's going to get a chance to kind of get his groove back a little bit here at the free throw line.
First foul tonight for the senior Tucker Leist. As Haggy misses the first. And John, in a game this close, already 2 missed free throws this half for Western.
Yeah, and we've seen it with some other teams that we've covered so far. You got to make these free throws, as they'll come back to bite you later on.
So back-to-back split pairs to begin the third quarter for Western.
And really a pretty fortunate possession there for Eastern, as that could have been a 5 or 6 point possession.
Tucker Leist driving inside, skip past Webb, connects from downtown.
Nice touch there from Boston Webb. Good look on the pass on the baseline. Buries the triple. 5th lead change of the game.
James now driving, kicks it to the corner, Landon Owens. Now Davis, another 3, off the mark. Long rebound corralled by Cam James. Sullivan, right-handed runner, can't put it in. Rebound for Tucker Leist. Leist pulls up from the nail and connects.
Yeah, that's his game, is that pull up, step into a shot. He's dynamic in that situation. 6 points now for Tucker Leist.
James now for the tie, yes.
Big shot there from Cam James. He's so dynamic driving to the basket that you got to give him a step, and he's just able to step into that triple to tie the game back up.
29 all, 2 minutes into the third quarter. Give and go, Declan Davis spinning inside. Crafty move by the senior to give the Eagles the lead.
Pretty spin move and finish as he splits the defenders. Great finish inside. 6 points for Declan Davis.
Haggy double teamed off the screen, lost the basketball, last touched by Cade Leist, who deflected it out of bounds.
A 3-for-3 start here for Eastern. Shaking off that technical and that long defensive possession.
Owens pressured by Warner, who's called for the foul.
Yeah,
Second foul on the junior.
Yeah, not intentional, so it's just a common foul.
Owens pass near side, taken away by Davis. Leist on the run out, finishes. 4-point lead for Eastern. Western quickly the other way. Sullivan can't answer. Rebound for Tucker Leist. Leist passes it out. Webb for 3. Can't connect. Offensive rebound for Tucker Leist. Davis's bounce pass deflected near side. Hustle play for Cam James, keeps it alive. Tucker Leist to steal, going the other way. Webb driving inside, cut off and pass near side, caught by John Bruce.
Let's go.
So a turnover for Eastern. Western takes back over. Over 3 minutes gone here in the third quarter as they trail by 4.
12th turnover for Eastern. That one could be pretty big because it seemed like, even though it was getting hectic, like they were getting some momentum.
Davis now underneath with Haggy, who's fouled hard going up for the shot. Free throws 3 and 4 this half coming up for the senior.
That's going to be the third foul on Aiden Warner. Haggy just does a really good job of splitting the defenders there. Brings the ball up and then brings it back, or brings it down and then back through, which leads to the grab and the foul.
So 2 shots now for Haggy. He split his first trip to the line to begin the third quarter, able to knock down the first. So Wyatt Richardson checks in for the first time this half, as does Aiden Riggs for Western. 3 fouls for Richardson, so he's got to be careful. Haggy sinks the pair.
Yeah, he's got 3 in this half, 8 now for the game for Haggy.
Full court pressure from the Indians. Richardson inside, Davis falling away, drops it in from about 5 feet out.
Yeah, Davis cuts really well. Good find from Wyatt Richardson. Really nice finish from Declan Davis.
Haggy now going the other way, answers with a tough drive to the basket. Timeout Western.
And I think that's a good timeout because you've given up a pretty quick basket on one side. You answer really quick, but now you can set up your defense. You can kind of calm things down a little bit. You've still got three timeouts to go, so it's not that big of a deal. But Drew Haggy's starting to get going. He had 5 early points there in that first half. He's got 5 here in this third quarter in the first 4 minutes. And that's what they needed. They needed him to attack the basket. He hasn't shot a 3 yet this half. He's done a good job attacking the basket. He's got to the line a couple of different times. Finishes there. And that's keeping his team within striking range. Only down 2 here.
Second timeout tonight for Coach Doug Williams. 3 remaining for Western. Eastern still hanging on to 4. Out of the timeout, full court pressure from the Indians. Declan Davis to inbound underneath for the Eagles. Davis give and go. He gets it across the midline. Davis going all the way. Banks it in for 2.
Go until you're stopped. No one stops him, and it's an easy layup for Declan Davis. Good work by the senior. 10 points now for Davis.
10 points now for Davis, the 3rd Eagle in double figures. Wyatt Richardson forces the tank away on the defensive side.
11 turnovers for Western. A chance for Eastern to get their biggest lead of the contest if they score in this possession.
Cade Leish crosses over. Now with Richardson. Eagles now looking to reset. 3.5 minutes to go in the quarter and a 30-second timeout for Eastern.
Yeah, it looked like they were pretty stagnant offensively. They were trying to figure out where they wanted to go next on the attack. And just, once again, good timeout. You get to reconvene here. You don't want to take a bad shot. You've taken nothing but good shots here in the half. You've missed 1 shot, which was a pretty good look from Boston Webb on a 3, but you've been perfect besides that. 6 or 7 in the quarter. So why not run a good set here, get a good look, see if you can add to your lead.
And John, 3 nights removed from a 30-point performance for Tucker Leist. Much more spread out scoring now for Eastern here. 2.5 quarters down.
Yeah, Leist with 8, Declan Davis with 10, Boston Webb with 11, Cade Leist with 8. So, I mean, you've only got the 4 that have scored so far, but it's been very spread out, as you said. And that's what's pushed them out to this lead here in the third. Yeah, good defense here from Western.
Tucker Leist pass inside. Cade Leist can't finish through traffic. Rebound for Landon Owens and a foul on Declan Davis. That'll be his 3rd, John.
Yeah, really, really good defensive possession there from Western. Ends up being well over a minute. And it looked like it was going to be a good look inside. Ends up being a foul. That's going to be the 5th now, leading to free throws. So we'll see Landon Owens back to the line where he went 2 for 2 in that first half. So 5-0 are the fouls, but I think it's because Eastern's been so aggressive defensively.
When also Davis picked up the 1 foul, not really a foul, more of an unsportsmanlike conduct if you look at it that way. It was reaching over the baseline, called for the technical. Owens able to knock down the pair.
9 now for the freshman.
Freshman makes it a 1-possession ball game here in the 3rd quarter. Into the corner. Webb for 3. Too strong. Rebound underneath for Cam James. Not a lot of threes falling for either team here tonight. Inside with Riggs, lost the basketball. Boston Webb forces the turnover. Near side, Davis for three. Off the mark. Rebound near side, corralled by Tucker Leist. And an extended possession now for Eastern.
It's just great hustle. Tucker Leist read where that ball was going as soon as it hit the rim. Was able to save the possession for his team.
Davis kicks it out. Boston Webb penetrates now. Cade Leist floats it up with the right hand off the mark.
Staying here.
Last touch by Western, staying on this end with the Eagles.
It's going to be the first miss for Cade Leist, but a pretty good look inside. I think Declan Davis may have got a little lucky on that original shot. Looked like he had a little bit of contact, or the original kick out had a little contact after.
Webb to inbound for Eastern. Webb floats it in. It's intercepted. Cam James. Cam James up with the right hand. Can't get it to go, but John, the fourth foul on Wyatt Richardson. And that'll prompt Coach Ethan Leist to send the junior Isaac Weaver to the scores table.
Yeah, James went up like a cornerback on the play, even though Western, without football, made the play like a cornerback, goes up, picks it off, goes down, draws the foul on Richardson. He'll step to the line where he is 2 for 4 on the night.
So 2 shots coming up for Cam James. He's able to knock down the first. One thing that's very apparent, John, Coach Leist preaches to his team, we are not giving up fast break layups. They're going to earn it at the free throw line.
Yeah, it's you make them, in a team that hasn't shot super well from the free throw line yet tonight. I don't mind that play. Dalton Southworth checking in now for the first time.
James able to knock down the pair, John. Free throws really keeping the Indians in this ball game here in the third quarter.
Yeah, haven't shot particularly well from the field, but they've got to the line, and that's led them to be able to chip away. Their last 4 points all from the line after they're down by 4. Only 2 baskets, but 13 points here in the quarter.
Southworth kicks it out. Weaver lost the basketball. Riggs on the turnover for Western. Floats it up. Thrown back into play by Riggs. Nobody home. And a turnover for Western.
Yeah, just got a little bit too quick there, did the senior Riggs. And I think they probably want that kick out to go elsewhere, but good hands for him to get the steal. 5th turnover for each team in the quarter.
Tucker Leist feed to Southworth. Nobody home, but a foul on the floor. Could potentially be on Drew Hagee, John. 3rd on the senior Hagee.
Yeah, it was a good look from Tucker Leist. Southworth didn't look like he could get both hands up and available, which I guess that's almost like a DB.
Lob into Southworth, up for the layup, draws the foul.
And this is, honestly, this is how you keep a team, you keep everyone invested in the team. It's 37-37. That foul's going to be on Foster Davis, his first. But Dalton Southworth hadn't played yet tonight.
Didn't play the other night either.
Yeah, that's 2 possessions in a row where they've ran an action for him. And you trust your guys. Let's see if Southworth can give them the lead.
So Southworth splits the pair. Eastern back out in front by 1. Josiah Satterfield. And we mentioned Dalton Southworth checking in for the first time tonight. Our first look at the sophomore Satterfield checking in for Western.
Yeah, in a close game, you can use your depth a little bit here.
James going all the way to the basket, banks it in. Indians lead by 1. Less than a minute to go in the third quarter.
Someone's got to stop the ball. Each team has had just an uncontested driving layup.
Seen James do that a couple times. Declan Davis has done it for Eastern tonight. Tucker Leist going all the way. Tough shot for the senior, banks it in.
After a tough shooting first half, he's 3 for 3 here in the second half. 10 points now for Tucker Leist.
Back and forth contest all night. That trend is continued here in the third quarter. Here's James, can't finish through contact. Tough defense from Southworth. Warner, bounce pass. Davis on the other end, finishes off the glass. A 3-point lead for the Eagles.
Great work there on the break. Good find from Aiden Warner. Good finish for Declan Davis, who's got 12.
8 to shoot now, 7 for Western. Out to Owens for 3, off the mark. Rebound for Leish. That one good if it goes, and it caught the volleyball net elevated above the court. But a 42-39 lead, our first lead at the end of a quarter tonight for the Eagles. We'll take a break. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Glow Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glow Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glow Fiber is here. Welcome to Glow Ohio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiber.com to switch today.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
We welcome you back to Latham, Ohio. A big one tonight in the SOC II as Eastern leads Western 42-39. 8 minutes on the clock. 1 quarter to go in regulation.
Yeah, that quarter was a big part of Eastern showing their depth and balance so far. And Cam James and Drew Haggy doing a really good job of keeping Western in the game, especially at the free throw line. But a nice finish to the quarter by the Eagles.
Eastern will begin the fourth quarter on the offensive side. Tucker Leicht backs it out. Entry pass to Cade Leicht, spinning inside, out to Warner. Warner inside through contact, banks it in.
He's just taking tough shots all throughout the night. He missed his first 4, knocks in a big one there.
First basket tonight for Warner comes in a big way.
Biggest lead of the night.
Haggy, long range 3, well off the mark. But an offensive rebound for Western. Cam James can't connect from deep. Tucker Leicht the rebound for Eastern. Boston Webb inside, floats it up with the right hand but misses. James the rebound, Western with numbers on the break. Haggy inside, tough move, banks it in. Timeout Western.
That's a good timeout as well. Before that, they had taken a couple of wild shots, but a big play there to cut it to 3.
Full timeout for Coach Williams. We'll step aside. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
You look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
If there's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par Mar has it. Download the Par Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par Mar rewards card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
We welcome you back to Western High School. The Indians now trailing by 3 to Eastern Pike. Here in the fourth quarter of tonight's SOC II League matchup. Full court pressure from Western out of the timeout. Eastern able to break the press. Top of the key, a steal for Landon Owens. Owens on the other end, rolls it up with the left hand and in.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say it. The nice thing about having all kinds of different ball handlers, but then Webb, after he calms down, throws a kind of reckless cross-court pass. Nice play by Landon Owens. 11 points now for the freshman.
Thinking that's 4 straight now for Western.
Correct.
They trail by 1. And that's what Western has done tonight. They've trailed a couple of times, but have fought all the way back. Davis inside, kicks it out. Leist for 3. Puts it in. Tucker Leist from downtown extends the Eagles' lead to 4.
Yeah, he's been perfect here in the second half. 2 for 9 in the first half. 4 for 4 here in the second half, including that big-time triple. 13 now for Tucker Leist.
Hagge on the other end, lost the basketball. Boston Webb going the other way, can't bank it in. Stick back is good for Tucker Leist. 5 straight points for the senior as his Eagles lead by 6.
That's why you follow the shot. Good work there for Tucker Leist after a big defensive play from Boston Webb.
James pulls from 3, can't connect. Another rebound for Tucker Leist. Leist in transition, pulls up for 3 and comes up short.
He's double dribbled.
Rebound for Alex Sullivan. Owens throws it ahead. Foster Davis finishes off the glass. Western back within 4.
A big break there for Western because Alex Sullivan double dribbled directly in front of us.
And a foul on Cam James. His second. The senior has 15, John. Going back to the bucket for Foster Davis. We mentioned in the first half the outstanding game he had been having despite scoring his first 2 points tonight, coming at a critical time.
Yeah, Davis has been really solid so far. The junior isn't a big part of their offense, but he does a good job. Active hands and, deflected multiple passes so far. He's done a good job against Cade Leist here in the second half.
John Cataneo checking in for Western.
First time in the second half for Cataneo.
Line of open looks for the senior Cataneo in the first half. Four-point lead for Eastern. 4:47 to go in the fourth quarter. Top of the key, Tucker Leist. The senior has 17 and a full timeout.
Foul.
Foul, rather.
It's going to be on Foster Davis.
Looking across the court, I thought I may have seen Coach Leist signaling for a timeout. Nonetheless, the second foul on Foster Davis with 4:35 to go in the fourth. Back to Leist. He fires from 3 and comes up short. Rebound underneath for Cataneo. Hagge, a skip pass. Owens for 3. That won't go. Offensive rebound underneath. Sullivan, the stick back, and we've got a one-possession ball game again.
Great play there from Sullivan to just keep after it. 7 points now for the senior. It's had a big night.
John, I believe his first 2 points of the second half.
Yes.
Warner over to Davis. Up for the layup, but an offensive foul on Warner. Costly turnover on the offensive side for Eastern.
It's going to
be on Davis for the hook.
His fourth as well, which is a big thing to keep an eye on. Just sometimes you can get away with the hook. It seems like big guys get away with it a little more than guards do, but just the hook inside ends up with a fourth foul for Declan Davis, who's had 12 along with 5 assists and had a really nice game so far.
Halfway through the fourth quarter, a 2-point lead for Eastern. Pass to Hagge's taken away, deflected by Leist. Cade Leist to Tucker Leist. Boston Webb banks it in. Incredible ball movement for the Eagles.
Yeah, just super unselfish for Eastern, and that gives them a 4-point lead.
13 points now for Boston Webb. Hagge going to work. Inside, Hagge through contact, banks it in. What a shot from the senior to bring the Indians back within 2.
I think he expected some contact. There was none for Boston Webb. Just puts it up on the glass. Great finish.
Webb fires a Webb from downtown, connects for 3.
16 for the sophomore to go along with outstanding defense as well. Big time shot from Boston Webb.
Cam James going the other way. Davis connects from downtown. Back and forth we go, and Latham
It feels like Eastern almost hitting daggers constantly, but Western just isn't deterred. Comes back with just big-time plays. Foster Davis with a big-time triple there in the corner.
Timeout Eastern. I think we all needed a breather. It'll be a 30-second timeout for Coach Leist. His Eagles leading 54-52, 2:45 to go in the fourth quarter. What a shot from Davis.
Yeah, and this has been pretty much everything we could have hoped for. It's been back and forth. It's been highly contested throughout. It's
welcome to the SOC II this season.
It's a league that
I think it might get overlooked a little bit, John, in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, because you see the Minford and South Webster in SOC 3 just at the top. But, man, this league, their depth is unbelievable. And this is a Western team that hadn't won a league game until last weekend. So, and they'd only played a couple. But this is a Western team that they can hang with most teams. A little undersized, but, man, they're like they never get daunted. Like they compete nonstop, and it's a really fun team to watch.
So out of the timeout, Eastern with the basketball. Tucker Leist, a 15-footer, won't go. Rebound, Haggy. Haggy down the lane, flips it up with the right hand, won't go. Rebound, Tucker Leist.
Double-double now for Tucker Leist.
Leist going all the way with the right hand, in and out. Big rebound for Foster Davis. Haggy passes it ahead to James. Up with the left hand, counted in the foul. Cameron James with an opportunity for a three-point play that would give Western the lead.
And that's playing together for such a long time. You know where your teammates are going to be. A great look-ahead pass. And then Cam James uses that left hand to get the ball off the glass. A beautiful finish. That's going to be the first foul on Boston Webb.
James has 18 tonight. Western leads by 1. Aiden Warner to the basket, can't get it to go. The ball is deflected out of bounds, going the other way with Western.
I think that was all Sullivan, but with the Western players there, you wouldn't expect the Western player, another one in the back. So a really tough shot there in transition. I don't know what we're...
Aiden Riggs going to check in for Sullivan. Sullivan ran to the bench pointing to his eye, so you got to wonder if it was potentially a contact issue if he has them. Cam James out to Owens. Owens, a right-handed runner off the front iron. Rebound Leist, his 11th. (55-54), $1:38 to go in the fourth quarter. Tucker Leist. Cade Leist hands it off. Warner, a 15-footer, won't go. Rebound for Riggs. He turns it over. Cade Leist with the tank away. Extended possession now for Eastern. Warner kicks it out to Webb in the corner. Webb, a baseline drive. 15-footer off the mark. Haggy the rebound for the Indians. Big defensive stop for Western.
2 fouls to give for Eastern as well. They can be very aggressive defensively.
1-point lead for Western. 60 seconds to go and a foul near the volleyball line on Boston Webb. His second tonight. Third team foul of the quarter for Eastern. Still 1 to give for the Eagles.
Yeah, still 1 to give. Possession arrow appears to be with Western. We saw it earlier where it seemed like there's some miscommunication on it, so. And Webb with only 2 fouls. Oh.
So 2 quick fouls for Boston Webb. This one comes in the backcourt. His third, team's 4th.
Almost looked like Haggy lost his footing, but with the call being the body, you have to think the body had a lot to do with that.
So now, John, 55.5 seconds to go for Eastern. Is there a player you're trying to force the ball to potentially foul and send to the line?
I mean, you would say the freshman Landon Owens, but he's 4 for 4 at the line so far. So I think maybe Riggs, maybe Davis.
Haggy double teamed into the half court with Davis. Davis a skip pass. Owens underneath Riggs is blocked by Webb. Webb coming down with the rebound out of bounds. Going to stay on this end with Western as Sullivan re-enters for Riggs. Huge block for Boston Webb to keep it at a 1-point lead for the Indians.
Yeah, I think if you're Eastern, you got to try to foul quick here or just be really active. I think right here you're going to foul. Not now.
40 seconds to go. James is double teamed. James lost the basketball and a foul. It'll either be the fourth on Davis or the fourth on Webb, which it looks like it will be with Declan Davis close to the area. You thought it may have been his fifth, but it'll be the fourth on Webb. Both he and Davis both now with 4 fouls. As Cam James to the line, 2 shots as his Indians lead by 1.
Yeah, I think when the non-James or Haggy gets low, you got to try to foul quickly. Didn't happen. They almost get the steal at midcourt.
2 big free throws for the senior Cam James. Cold-blooded, knocks down the first.
6 for 8 now at the line for Cam James. Good timeout here from Coach Lice.
Timeout Eastern. Full timeout for the Eagles. We'll step aside. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
Richard. Countless nights in the garage. 8 shiny new pistons. 1 very happy 16-year-old granddaughter. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health.
We welcome you back to Western High School. The Indians leading Eastern 56-54. 38 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Still 1 free throw coming up for Cam James.
I'll wait.
James misses the free throw. Long rebound for Webb.
Western could be active. Still 2 fouls to give.
Leist into Cade Leist. Out to Warner. Leist for the lead. Puts it in. Tucker Leist from downtown. 1-point lead for the Eagles. 13 to go. And a timeout for Western.
Yeah, he's Tucker Leist is. I don't want to say it. Like he's him. Like he is. Like he wants the ball. Like no matter what the situation, he wants the ball. They do a really good job of getting some action, moving around, gets him at the top of the key. His man on the switch doesn't get out quick enough, and he just buries that triple. Huge play from the senior Tucker Leist.
57-56. 4th timeout tonight for Coach Williams. One thing to remember, John, with Western in the bonus, Eastern has to be very careful on the defensive side, as any defensive foul will send Western to the free throw line.
Yeah, and I think if you're Western here, you want to try to get either Haggy or James downhill, because at the very least, you might get to the foul line, and you can maybe pick up a foul if you miss it. So I think you got to be aggressive. I think if you're Eastern, I think Eastern, you just got to play solid defense. 18 points now for Tucker Leist, 14 of those coming in the second half.
Cam James to inbound far side for Western. Into Owens. Owens into the half court. James driving to the basket. Out to Owens, 4 to shoot. Now Hagge far away from the basket and a timeout for Western with 1.5 seconds to go.
Just fantastic defense there from Eastern. It looked like they were trying to get a backdoor action for Hagge. It was taken away, and then just the time just kept going. Still going to probably get a decent look here, Will Western, but man, that's just outstanding defense from Eastern. It's way too long on that to wait, but I just great defense. You're switching, you're being active. Aiden Warner, who only has 2 points, he had the assist to Tucker Leist, but it's just plays great defense there at the top of the key. Good work there from Eastern. And now, I mean, there's not a lot you can do here. I think you look at the 1.4 to play. You're looking at, once again, it's 1.4.
1.4 seconds to go. Foster Davis to inbound. Lobbing it down low to Sullivan. It's taken away by Buston Webb, and the Eagles are going to hang on.
Just too slow developing of a play. And yeah, just nice play. Aiden Warner does a big impact on that play to deflect that ball away and lock up the win for the Eagles. Big time road win here at Western. What a game.
57-56 the final. So Eastern remains in first place in the SOC II, 5-1. In conference play as Western falls to 1-3 in the SOC II. We'll take a break. What a night in Latham. You've been watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
Glo Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glo Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glo Fiber is here. Welcome to Glo Ohio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLO or visit glofiber.com to switch today.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
Look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par-Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par-Mar has it. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par-Mar rewards card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Caleb Williams has transferred to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This burger's my inspiration.
And I just hope to inspire you.
Oh, you have inspired us.
Thought we were doing names on the headband.
Get it together. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at sosaohio.com.
We welcome you back to Western High School. 57-56 the final as Eastern comes out with the big win on the road over the Western Indians, remaining in first place 5-1 in the SOC II. Western now falls to 1-3.
Yeah, what a game. I mean, we had a bunch of lead changes. I don't think I added the last one. Yeah, we had 11 lead changes in the game, a bunch of ties. We mentioned free throws being big, a missed free throw late, and then a bigger three from Tucker Leist with 13 seconds left. And then we talked at the timeout, like, you got to try to get to the basket pretty quick, and Western never gets a shot off. Just an outstanding defensive display there at the end of the game by Eastern. And ultimately that's why they win the game. They make one more defensive stop at the end of the contest to earn the win. So on the night, Eastern, 17 turnovers in the game, but only 2 in that fourth quarter. They had 5 in each of the other quarters. And then progressively, calmed down there late in the game. So 18 points for Tucker Leist to lead all scorers. He also had 11 rebounds. I believe that's a game high. I'm going to have to look at Cam Janes here in a second. But 18 points for Tucker Leist. Scored 4 in the first, none in the second, and then started going a little bit there in the third, and then hits the big three there at the end of the contest to win the game. 16 points for Boston Webb, but also just great defense. I thought he did a great job on Drew Hagge tonight. Used his length. He blocked a couple of shots, had a couple of steals as well. And that's an underrated value for him. He's almost a high school version of a 3-and-D guy because plays really good defense, and then he's your corner 3 guy, but he can score a little bit different ways as well, but does a really good job there in transition for them. 12 points for Declan Davis, also 5 assists. 8 points for Cade Leist, 2 points for Aiden Warner. Really good defense down the stretch. He did a good job on the switching, and then he helped deflect that ball away on that final possession. And then we mentioned it at the end of the third quarter. 1 point, Dalton Southworth. 1 point difference. You use your entire bench, and you get contributions from everybody. Dalton Southworth's point helps put them over the top. They got good contributions from Carson Peters, Wyatt Richardson, and Isaac Weaver as well. Really good win for Eastern. For Western, they were led on the night by Cam Janes with 19 points. He finished with 9 rebounds as well. 14 points for Drew Hagge. 11 points for Landon Owens, once again only a freshman. He had a nice game. Alex Sullivan with 7 points, once again also had a nice game. Foster Davis with 5 points, huge in that fourth quarter to help keep them in that game. Samuel Cataneo didn't score, but I thought that gave some good minutes as well. But ultimately, it's Eastern's depth that does it, as the bench doesn't score for Western, and the bench for Eastern with 1 for a 1-point victory. Starters 56 all.
And John, I'll go ahead and say it. We talked about it a little bit during the commercial break. This is probably the most fun I've had in a single game all season. And you want to talk about an athletic department that is able to adapt in a situation that's more or less unprecedented. Is the media here? There was 3 different calls of the game tonight, so the press box was full. They're able to get us more or less courtside here on the visiting side.
Yeah, they tried 2 different tables.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A great athletic department here at Western that was really able to accommodate us to the best of their abilities, and it worked out great. As once again, more or less a courtside seat. And I think if we came back, I would ask to be in the same spot because it was that much fun. It really made you feel like you were a part of the game.
Yeah, it's always nice to get courtside. This was definitely a working to make things work, and they did a great job for us here. We really appreciate the athletic department here at Western, and this game deserved to have 3 different calls. Like, you're going to have completely different calls on it, as well as, you can go back and I'm sure they're going to be archived at different places. But if you want, check ours out again later. So that was fun. We will definitely talk about this at next week's Overtime presented by Perfection One as well. We got more streams this week. Hey, we got a big coaches college show on Thursday. So a lot of people coming from different areas. I wouldn't be surprised if in a week or so you're going to see a couple of these kids up there as well, as we got to get some Pike County love. We're getting a little bit, but make sure you check that out. That's going to be on Thursday. And then Friday, big one down at Minford, Southwebster at Minford.
Yeah, if you're a Southeastern District high school basketball fan, a ton of video content coming your way this week. We had the Overtime podcast over on the YouTube channel drop earlier on today. What a game here this evening. Big one this Friday in Muletown between Southwebster and Minford. I think one of the more anticipated matchups in all of the Southeast District this season. And an underrated girls game this Saturday with Carson and Kenneth over in Greenfield as Hillsborough travels to McLean, a big girls game in the FAC.
Yeah, we've got a great week ahead. If this
Along with the coaches show on Thursday.
If this was the appetizer, I can't wait for the rest of the week, because this was
the entree.
It's just it was a great night of basketball. So I mean, we didn't throw the sound on, but it was a great veterans ceremony before. We got things going. Great crowd on both sides. And I thought it was a well-officiated game, too. And this is the type of game where you need officials that, you don't want to say swallow the whistle, but they take control when they need to. And I thought this was a crew that did a good job tonight. The teams won it on the court. You can't really say anything differently. So
both teams back in action within the conference this Friday for Eastern. They're taking on South Gallia in Beaver. An interesting matchup on Saturday as Eastern has a date with New Hope Christian Academy, so that should be a fun one with the Statesmen, I believe.
If you just watched our stream with New Hope and Fairfield Union, that's not the same New Hope team. If they've got Zander
the New Hope team that played Minford to a 10-point game.
If they've got Zander Rink out or on the court and healthy, that team's very good. I think they're like 13, 14, and 2 right now, and they're an outstanding team. That's going to be a really fun matchup, because that's a team that can really play.
And for Western, John, a bit of a gauntlet this week. Luckily for the Indians, all at home. You had Eastern tonight. You're hosting Oak Hill on Friday.
That's a big one.
Hosting North Adams on Saturday. So should be 2 more really good games here in Latham for the Western Indians.
Yeah, those are games that can help them in the RPI as well, especially that Saturday game. So should be really fun overall. And yeah, Eastern Brown with a 2-point win. This is a kind of wild night, because we had Fairland beat Ironton in double overtime. And then Eastern Brown with a 2-point win over a Waverly team that seems to be playing really well right now.
Yep.
I mean,
playing a lot better.
And it's tough, because that's 2 straight 2-point losses, but that's the 2 really good teams. Jackson with a pretty dominant win over Unietta earlier today. Circleville beats Logan Elm. It's just, make sure you check out SOSA Ohio. You're going to see a lot of coverage throughout the week. And, check us out on the YouTube as always, but all of our other socials as well. So.
All righty, well, that'll wrap it up for tonight's coverage of SOC II boys basketball. For Kenneth A. and John Bruce, I'm Dewey Daly saying so long from Western High School. You've been watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.